Welcome back to The Rustic Wife. I'm Alana. Today I'm out in the garden and we are putting together the drip irrigation system that we got this year. This is the first time we will be trying this, and I'm quite excited that we don't have to overhead water and that we will be potentially saving water. So there's some added bonuses there. So I'm going to bring you along as we put this together. And again, we've never done it, so hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes well. The reason why we chose to try drip irrigation is because, for one, it apparently saves about 60% on your water. And if you have a dry season and you run out of water, that's not good. The other thing too, overhead watering can cause blights and funguses and molds as well. And two, if you have bigger plants and you overhead water, a lot of times the water doesn't actually get down to the roots. So there's a few things that the overhead watering causes, which isn't great. Now that's all we've had before and it's worked, but we've also had to contend with those diseases on our plants too. So we thought we'd give this a try and see how it goes. So we've got our hose set up there at the side of the house, and it's coming down here to connect to this main line that we have. So all along here, that's the main header line. It has a plug at the end, so the water obviously doesn't come out. So it's got a hose clamp we've put there for a little bit of extra security, and the end plug.
This brass coupling here accepts the hose from the garden, or your house hose as it is. This is the filter, a pressure reducer, so that in our case, these come in various sizes, but in our case, so you don't go over 12 psi, otherwise you run the risk of blowing your lines up, and a pressure gauge, and then on to the main line, which feeds all the drip lines.
What size is the line?
Our line in this case is inch, and feeding 40 drip lines on a garden 125 feet by 30 feet. All of these components were shipped to us by Dubois from Quebec apart. They were just pieces in a box, but they assemble easily. Just a bit of plumber tape between all these joints, and it took literally about 10 minutes to put this together.
It's just connecting the hose from the house to the main header line here.
So we're going to use the little punch we've been provided to start another row start for a drip line, and we're going to make a little punch hole right in the blue line here.
And this drip line valve gets pushed into the hole. The barb goes into the hole that the key punch made. This is the drip tape. It comes in a roll, so we'll just connect that end to the valve that we just put into the main line, and then we'll roll it out the length that we need it and cut it at the end and stop it with one of their stoppers at the end. Piece of drip tape stretched out to the length of our garden again, and when you stretch out this drip tape, you want to have the blue side up, because this is where the water emitters are.
After the water comes through the pressure reducer, it enters the main line, and here's our first drip line. I'm going to go down a row here. This is a valve so that we can shut the row off and control the irrigation on it as we feel necessary. And there's a row about 30 feet long here where that drip line is going to run down. It is yet to be buried.
We've read various things about how deep the drip tape should be buried in the soil. Some people actually leave it on top of the soil, but we are going to bury ours. And Travis from Haas Tools, we watched his video and he buries his about 2 inches in the soil. So we're gonna go with what he does. We'll see how it works out.
These are called goof plugs. And there's a couple different sizes here. And anyway, the idea behind these being that if you wish to change the direction of a feed for a row, so your drip line here, if you decide you don't want it here and you want to move it to another location, you just pull this out and pop one of these in its place. So that effectively plugs that, and then you can use this little punch and create another row at another location and carry on.
And we're just flushing this line just to show you the line's clear. So we flushed the end, and now we're going to plug it with the end plug. So it just fits into the drip tape, and then you just screw that little nut down there to keep it nice and secure. So you can see the part that's not buried, a little bit of a drip action shot right there. So it seems to be working. So we've got a portion of our garden done today. We got the celery, the leeks, and the onions. So you can see the drip line's working already. See those dark spots there where the soil's wet. So apparently this drip irrigation tape here will cover a diameter of around 12 inches in loamy soil, and I read 18 inches in some clay. So we'll see how that goes. The whole garden is planted and the drip irrigation system is in. All the lines are in for each row. The only thing we are going to do is see how the line kind of goes like that, just kind of not straight. We have a few pieces of wire that we've bent into like a U shape that we've used to secure the line in place, and we're going to do that all the way down just so it stays secure and looks a little tidier. The wire that we used to secure the header line down, and another piece right there. I think there are things that you can buy, but we just use some wire. Little thing that we've rigged up here to make it a little bit easier to pull this drip line. It's already on a spool, so we just stuck a broom handle through it, and our wheelbarrow has some holes there. We just put a nail through just so that when you pull it, it's even, and we can lay it out in the trench much easier. We have all the lines set up in the garden, and the pressure regulator is designed to not let the pressure go above 12 psi. So far it's been doing its job and keeping it below. So this whole system we got from Dubois has been great so far. The only thing we find lacking would be this little punch that came with it. It's to punch a hole in the main line to fit this row start in there. You can order other ones. This just came with our kit that was put together for us by a representative there. It's cheap and it's sharp, but there's other handheld ones that are handier that you can get. A little bit more money, but probably worth it. So there you go. That's how we installed the drip irrigation that we got this year. This is, again, the first time we've ever had it, and keeping our fingers crossed that it works well. So far, so good, but I'll keep you updated as to how it's going throughout the season. And I'm really looking forward to not having to stand out here and water with the hose or have the sprinkler on and battle diseases on the plants. So if you liked today's video, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you again next time. Agri-innovation. Is that how you say it? I can't even say it. It's irrigation from Dubois. How do you say it again? Agri-innovation. That's the name of the company.